I was already sweating. There was AC in the room, but I was sweating and I was scared at the same time. So I was like, I don't understand. But Daddy, you know, there is somebody I want to get married to, and you're aware. So why are you actually asking me to do something like this? Why will you ask me to do something like this? What will I tell him? He said you don't have to tell him. He doesn't have to know. You just keep it between us. I was like, Even if you're asking me to go into a relationship with you, what kind of relationship exactly? He said I should come on, I should stop talking like I'm a child. And why am I talking like I don't know what I said, no, I don't want to assume. You have to say what you want. So what kind of a relationship are you talking about? He said, okay, since I want him to say it, that he is actually looking for a sexual relationship. I said that you're a pastor. Yes.
By name?
He said that Apostle CHIBUZOR.
Okay, allegedly.
Yes.
Okay.
He said that after all, he's a man. He has flesh and blood running in his vein. In my head.
He was saying this to you?
Yes. In my head, I was trying to comprehend like where this whole idea or whatever it was coming from. So I told him, I said, what if I say no? What if I say no? I want to say no. I don't want to do it. He said, just know that you cannot say no. You know me already. I do not take no for an answer. In fact, he got angry at that moment and said, why do you even think you can say no? You can't say no. I cannot take no for an answer. Who do you even think you are to want to say no to me? People, you do know how many ladies that are at my beck and calls. But it's just because I can't go to outside to start doing nonsense. I cannot do this because of who I am. This one, a general overseer. I'm bringing myself down to ask you for something like this. And you're saying no. Who do you think you are? You cannot say no. I was like, wow. But I still want to know, what if I say no? What will come with it? He said, in that case, be ready to leave my house. And if you're leaving my house, don't think that I will let you go just like that. Because I know people will start asking you, because people know I like you very well and that you are my daughter. So if you leave my house without you committing any crime, people will start asking questions. And I know you will talk. So if you leave my house, don't think I will just let you go like that. To me, that was a threat. It was a threat to me.
Allegedly, if it's what he said is a threat, yes.
Yes. So I don't know if I should say I thought about this whole thing. I could not think about it. I just told him that, please, that I wanted to sleep. This thing was on a Saturday evening. I told him, please, I needed to sleep. I've heard you and I will think about it.
I remember the month.
Sorry?
I remember the month and the year.
This was in 2019, between March and April.
Okay.
Yes. I left his room that day. He was calling me back and I left his room. I went to my room where we do sleep with other children. I couldn't think. I don't know, I did not know what to do at that point and I was confused.
No.
I tried my best to avoid him throughout that day. So the next day, we all went to church. I was in church and he was on the altar preaching. I wasn't seeing him. Everything I was saying was the things he was saying into my head. They keep sounding, they keep coming back, but I was just on my own. I was just there. Nobody knew what I was going through. We came back to the house that Sunday. I tried my possible best to avoid him. And then on Monday, he sent for me.
Oh, no.
On Monday, he sent for me. That the children came, Daddy, Auntie Lovett, Daddy's calling you. What will I tell the children? If I tell them to go and tell him that I'm not coming, what will I be explaining to them? So I just stood up and I went to meet him. He was like, are you still thinking? I'm sure you've made up your mind about this whole thing, that he doesn't know what I'm thinking about. After all, it's not like I'm a virgin. After all, that if I just agree, whatever I wanted, he will give me. Is it house? What is it that he cannot give me? Money. I'm planning for my wedding. He was going to give me the best wedding in Port Harcourt. He was going to do this. He started saying so many things. I was just looking at him. When he finished talking, I asked him, I said, I am aware that if I agree to this, it is going to be a hidden relationship, right? He said, yes. I said, fine. In this situation, what if I get pregnant? He said, is he a child? That he won't let me get pregnant. I said, it's not about being a child. Pregnancy can happen. So if you're saying you won't let me, it's the same thing that you have to use protection. Whatever will happen, if at all anything will happen. He said, but how do I expect him to go and get protection? What will he tell people he wants to use it for? Imagine if him going outside. I said, if that is the case, I will buy it for you. I asked him for money. He gave me 10,000 naira cash that day. And then I went out. I went to everyday supermarkets and I bought him a pack of Durex. Yes.
Durex, that's
Came back to the house. Yes, came back to the house, gave it to him. He was just looking at me and I left. So the next day, he was actually still asking. I have thought about the whole thing because honestly, it's not like I haven't been in a relationship, but someone like him, who he is, the threats, the fear, I was not aware if he had a dirty lifestyle I did not know before now. So I did not know what to be scared of. I didn't know, like, my head was full. So when people are asking, did he rape you? So it wasn't a rape. So when I thought about this whole thing, I said, okay. I told him, fine, if this is what you want, no problem. But on one condition, I don't ever want to get pregnant. He said he has heard me. I should stop preaching. Do I even see him like someone who will not be able to take care of his child if anybody get pregnant for him? He said, okay, thank God you're the one saying this. So the relationship started. It wasn't once, it wasn't twice. He kept demanding for sex.
So he had his way.
Yes, he had his way. And at each single time, he refuses to use the protection.
Are you serious?
And I made sure I always reminded him. I said, I asked you to use protection and you're always refusing. He said, I am in his house and I cannot call the shots. I can't tell him what to do in his house. So he called the shots and he decides what happened. And I kept telling him, don't get me pregnant and expect me to go for abortion, because I will not. Yeah. I told him this. He said I should stop preaching. I said, no problem. He kept having his way. Now, this whole thing started in March.
When you say he kept having his way, what do you mean by that?
When I mean that, he kept demanding for sex.
Was it? Yes. Did it happen? Did he sleep with you? Did they have sex with you?
And it happened. Yes, he kept sleeping with me without protection.
Okay.
Yes. So
before now, it was all about speculations, assumption, fake news, and what have you on social media regarding Apostle CHIBUZOR CHINYERE, the senior pastor of Omega Power Ministries, his relationship or his dealings with women in Port Harcourt and maybe Nigeria at large. So right now, this lady, she has come up with her full chest to allege, maybe categorically, that this man slept with her. But one thing I understand she noted there, she admitted that it's not rape, it's a consensual sexual relationship. She consented to it, and of course it's not rape. But what she wants the whole world, not just Nigerians, to know is that this man is not who he claims to be. And it is assumed that many believe that she's actually pregnant or she had a child with him. But what could solve this whole problem now is a DNA test, because she said she told Apostle CHIBUZOR CHINYERE that mistakenly, if she gets pregnant, she is not going to abort it. I believe which she did. When she got pregnant, she didn't abort it. She gave birth to that child she had with Apostle CHIBUZOR CHINYERE. But what I really want to know is this: what would this apostle now do, seeing that this lady has come out in a video to call him out? It's not just an allegation. The lady stated fact is a 2 hours video, 2 hours interview, which of course I wouldn't be posting on this channel. But the one I just posted is just an overview of what the lady wanted to say. One, she says she has a sexual relationship with this apostle, and all the things he said that this apostle told her. One, she rejected the advances of the man, but the man insisted, said, you cannot reject me. And that's all he wanted. He was able to have his way, and then the whole thing has turned up against him. Probably that could be the reason why he collapsed a few weeks ago at the airport, because a lot of evidences are coming up against him. The boys, former Chicken Republic security guys, the Happy boys that he sponsored to Cyprus, they also made heavy allegations against him, against, towards raping young girls, exploiting them, having kind of knowledge of them and all of that, and also abandoning them. In fact, the Happy Boys alleged in their Instagram page that said Apostle got one lady pregnant and sent her to Cyprus. In fact, they said they saw her the day they made that post. There's so much this man has got to defend, but not when a lady is claiming that he got her pregnant, that this apostle got her pregnant, and she did not abort it. So this lady must be ready to face the law if she's arrested or taken to court. And the only thing that could solve this thing is a DNA test. Now, what I want to know is this: what do you guys think? And she must be protected. One thing Nigerians don't do well is that this man now that's interviewing her has rushed to do her interview. Is he going to protect her very well? Because in Nigeria anything can happen. This man could send some people to attack her or do something, maybe to cover the evidence. So this interviewer, did this interviewer know that this lady could be in trouble for this interview, or is there anything we put in place to protect this lady? Because this is a huge allegation against a man who, to me, runs a charity organization. It's not more like a church, like a charity organization, because anybody that he sees in Nigeria that has problem, he will sponsor them. He has seen Deborah Samuel's parents, he sponsored them, he gave them house. Seeing Happy Boys were relieved of their job, Happy Boy, because they were stubborn, characterless and mannerless. They were not supposed to be dancing on duty. Their job did not require them to dance. If they really want to dance, they should go to dance halls, But he took them off and sent them to Cyprus. So the man really has a lot of money to sponsor a lot of people. But then that now has been rubbished with these heavy allegations coming up against. So my question is this: how is he going to defend this? He mentioned in an audio clip that circulated a few days ago that Suleiman had a problem. Suleiman, was able to have it because there's no lady that came up and said, "Look, Suleiman got me pregnant and I have a child for him." But this one is coming up and saying, "Look, this man got me pregnant and I've got a child." Allegedly, because I don't think this woman will go all out if she's ready to really tell the truth. Then she must protect that child that she had with this man, or she gave birth to. That could be her only evidence, and that could be the only thing that she will use to nail this man. Now I want to know, what do you think? What do you think of this lady's interview? What do you think of these allegations that have now been leveled up against this Omega Power Ministry pastor?